Hello and welcome, my mythological sloth ninjas. How you doing this wonderful day? It is SJB here, and boy do I get a video for you guys. Today we're talking all about the alchemist here. I want to go into quite a bit of detail talking to you guys about the science of the alchemist, because I feel like I've talked about just saying, hey, get a rubber to gold, but I've never really talked about why you should get a rubber to gold, besides money. Money is good, but I want to go into a little bit more depth today about how much money and which round you should actually buy your rubber to gold on for it to make the most sense in the long run. So, that being said, if you guys want to press the like button for me, I'd really appreciate that. I spent about 2.5 to 3 hours just recording footage for this video, and now I'm actually making the video after the fact, so, if you want to be nice, do that for me. I've been working really hard. I'm actually really tired. I've been working in my basement all week, and this has been rough for me to keep up, guys. Also, if you guys don't know, I love science. All right, I'm a bit of a science man myself. I have my degree in biology. Microbiology in particular is what I really enjoy, and I love doing science for you guys. I love trying to figure out the correct answer and what we should actually be doing to make ourselves play better in this game. So, hopefully you guys can enjoy this content as much as we possibly can. So, also, there is going to be some math in this video. So if you guys hate math, just leave now. Get out of here. Run away, please run away, because there's going to be a little bit of math in here, and there's going to be a lot of numbers thrown at you. But I want you guys to understand why and how I got to the conclusion that I've gotten to here. So, first things first, when should you buy lead to gold? 100% if you don't get him by round 28 or round 30. It's not like he's worthless forever, but you probably don't want to get him right then and there until round 37, or just kind of wait forever. All right, if you don't get the lead to gold by that point, you're missing out on a lot of money. All right, you can basically pay for yourself with round 28 and round 30 gold monies, lead to gold monies. So get that guy. He's basically a free tower that you could just get just to have and have for the rest of the game, just by getting a silly little upgrade by the time he gets around 28. It's totally worth it on any map where you can obviously just have one entrance coming in here where you can hit every single lead balloon with this guy right here. But the real question is, when does the rubber to gold actually become efficient? So what I did for you guys is I ran 4 different tests with a control group. And in my control group, I played medium with nothing, and all I did was I built a soda, I built this guy, and then I built this guy up to 2nd tier with larger potions. That's all I did. Alright. And basically what I got was medium with nothing up to round 80. I got $70,000. Alright. There's like some different numbers in here, but just understand $70,000. And that was a pretty low amount of money, if you ask me. I felt like, oh man, only 70 grand, that kind of blows, actually. So then I decided, you know what, let's get a rubber to gold as fast as we possibly can. And how fast can we get it? If we get a lead to gold by around, like, 17 or something like that, by the time we get to around 25, we can already afford a rubber to gold. Now, I should mention that this test was done in the exact same way every single time, but it is not done in the most ideal of all circumstances. It's just done in a reasonable circumstance. An area where you don't have anything popping any balloons until they get all the way over here. So we have one decent area from here to here where we're actually going to throw our potions. But it's not something where I'm trying to freeze the balloons, trying to glue the balloons, keep them as position, buy multiple rubber to golds, or anything like that. All I'm doing is just having them attack from here to here, no camo detection, and that's it. All right, that's what this test is all about. So we got to keep our facts straight here. And then what I do is I build a soda every single time, and then I build a crossbow master up to very quick shots. And these 2 towers together can kill every single balloon on the screen all the way up to around 80, which is kind of awesome for our testing here, because it means we can just keep things very consistent without having to build like 5 or 6 different towers in here all over the place, and make sure that you know, they're positioned in the right spots and all that stuff. So anyways, their tests were ran on round 25, round 35, round 45, and round 55. We bought a rubber to gold on each one of those individualistic rounds, and then we played up until round 80, and we basically got a certain amount of money. And here is the amount of money that we've got. For a medium game, round 25, we got 99,444, or just about 100,000. For round 35, we got about 98,000. For round 45, we got about 94,000. And for round 55, we got about 86,000. So you can see that there's a pretty consistent drop. The further or the higher round that you go to, the less money you're going to be making off your rubber to gold. So what's interesting about this is it seems like the later you get your rubber to gold is actually better, right? We're making, in those 10 rounds, from round 55 to 45, we're losing almost $8,000 by not getting our rubber to gold by round 45. That's pretty awful. So it means we should still get a rubber to gold even at round 45. Absolutely. At round 35, we should definitely try to get a rubber to gold because we're still losing $4,000 in those 10 rounds. And by round 25, we're only losing about $2,000? That seems like a pretty small amount of money. And it seems like around 25 to 35, we might be able to spend our money in a more significant way. So then I came up with this interesting thought. How much money do you make off of 10 rounds? So let's talk the math out real quick. So what we've learned so far is that rubber to golds make more money the later rounds we are, but they still make a lot of money in the early game. So all we're trying to figure out right now is what is the ideal round to buy a rubber to gold, compared to knowing that a farm is super duper consistent in money-making opportunities. Every single round is going to make you $416 if we buy a 2023 marketplace. So knowing that consistency versus non-consistency will be different, we kind of have to just figure out what the general rule is. When should we buy our rubber to gold? That's all I want to know from you guys right here and right now. So we have to figure out which 10 rounds makes less money than just the 10 rounds that this marketplace will make. So let's look at the chart. So all we're really looking at here is the difference in amount of money that we make in those 10 rounds from the Alchemist compared to the amount of money that we could make off of a very equivalent banana farm. This is probably, I think, the most efficient third-tier banana farm in the game, and you couldn't just automatically just build this guy out of nowhere. But at the same time, we should kind of match him up against something that is pretty easy to build in this game. I think a lot of people build marketplaces. They make money on their own, they give you lives, they're a good tower. Even though they lose a little bit of edge on Central Market, it's still pretty much worth it to get this guy. So we're going with the Valuable Bananas marketplace here, and you're going to notice that from round 25 to 35, we're only losing $1,722 on a rubber to gold, whereas the farm could make $4,160. Clearly, getting a farm instead of this Alchemist is going to be worth it. It's almost double the money, guys. Don't build your rubber to gold between round 25 and 35. That is a terrible, terrible idea. Now, the question is, between round 35 and 45, we're only losing out on $3,740. If we build this marketplace, the most efficient marketplace in the game, one of the most efficient banana farms in the game, we're making only $3,740 compared to $4,160. So, it's still not worth it between round 35 and 45 to get a rubber to gold. The first time that it starts to be worth it to get a rubber to gold seems to be right around round 45. Between round 45 and 55, that is an $8,000 difference. All right, that is almost double what our farm can make. So this rubber to gold is going to actually start giving us tons and tons and tons of money after round 45 or so. So the best round to buy this rubber to gold is anywhere after round 45, within a margin of a couple rounds here and there. Couple rounds back, couple rounds forward, whatever you're thinking. Get them around round 45, and you're going to be raking in that delicious, delicious dough. Now, the reason why this makes the most sense out of everything is if you really think about a lot of the biggest balloon rounds in the game and one of the best rounds to make money, it's really right around round 47 and 49. 47 to 49 are tons of balloons, and they're going to make you extra cash because they're not past round 50 yet. After you go past round 50, the balloons start to be worth less money per pop. So that's why round 45 seems to be the clear and cut winner and the answer to everything that we could have ever imagined. You want to get a rubber to gold on round 45. Plus, if you're buying them earlier than that, you're probably better off going to the banana farm. Now, if you buy a rubber to gold at any point before that, it's okay. It's not hurting you, necessarily. And even around 35 to 45, we're only losing out on maybe 3% of our money, 5% of our money. It's really not a big deal. But at the same time, if you want to be the most efficient that you want to be, get some banana farms all the way up until around 45 or so, and then switch into a rubber to gold. You're going to be more efficient that way. You're going to make more cash that way. And I know we like to mix our income a little bit, but banana farms are still the clear and cut winner for most of the game. Keep on farming. Keep on farming. Once you beat that Moab, then you can start thinking about getting a rubber to gold after that. Otherwise, just sort of stay away from them. That does not include anything having to deal with a third tier, though. The third tier, lead to gold, is still going to be super duper efficient at round 28. Get him for round 28, keep him for round 30, keep him on the screen the entire game, and then finally buy this $27.50 upgrade by the time you get to approximately round 45 or so. That's the way to do it, guys. Let me know how you guys, what you guys think about my methodology and my ideas, because I know that it's not perfect, because obviously BTD 6 is a complicated game. There's a lot of stuff going on here. All I can do is try to break down the number as much as I possibly can, but things change. Maps change. Alchemist position changes. Popping power changes. Farms could be less efficient. Farms could be more efficient. It really depends on what you're trying to do with your game. But as an overall general rule, I would say try to get a rubber to gold around round 45 or so. That's going to be the max that you're going to want to do it on. But even then, even if you buy a rubber to gold on round 55 or 65, it still seems like it's a pretty efficient guy to go for compared to banana farms. He's still going to give you that good return on investment, and you want that ROI. Get that ROI, and you're going to be a happy camper. So hopefully this video helped you out a little bit. I don't know. I felt like I really wanted to know the answer to this for myself, but I felt like if I could do this for you guys as well, it's a good thing for all of us to know. So press that like button for me, subscribe if you haven't, and of course have a super duper delicious day.